And I never talked to anyone. And I was too young, and it happened when my dad traveled, so he was not around to take care of me. He trusted my uncle with me, and that's when my uncle did whatever he did. Yeah.
Hello, beautiful people. In a society where everyone is judgmental and stigmatized, here at TUBONGE we choose to listen. I'm joined in studio with one amazing lady that is doing amazing job, marvelous job in both in the community level and also in her personal life. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you once again.
Good to see you too.
You're welcome to our conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Just get to introduce yourself to the audience. Get to tell us what you're doing and who you are.
Okay. Yeah. So my beautiful name is Lucia Lavenda Omondi. I'm a young mom. I'm a single mother, of course. I'm also a mentor. I'm a professional cook. Yeah, and I'm also a community volunteer.
Wow. Yeah, sure. Amazing. Yeah. So you mentioned you're a professional cook.
Yeah.
I mean, I love delicacies. Maybe you can just mention in a few minutes just what you usually cook, what you usually prepare in your profession.
Okay, for me, I do like basic foods, like Kenyan foods. Like I majorly do Kenyan foods, and my delicacies are based on like they're non-spicy. They are very healthy. Like
so yeah,
they're good. Yeah, naturals. Yeah, they're good for consumption. Like they don't have any age limit and all that.
So since you deal with matters food and all that, yeah. So what is important when it comes to preparing food and all that? Just before we get into the business of the matter of the day.
Okay, first thing first, you must ensure that the food is not poisonous. No. That's one. And you must also check on the expiry dates, like because you understand most of the foods that we cook are they're not durable. Okay. They're perishable. So you must ensure that they are not so due like into perishing. Again, you must also listen to your clients' want. Like some clients want spiced food, some clients do not want spiced food. Like they're your core people, so you must first respect their whatever they want. Yeah, like it's when you produce for whatever thing they want.
All right. Amazing. Now onto business. Maybe you can just now for the next few minutes you're going to have, tell us, take us through your journey, from childhood. Yeah. So however you feel like you should tell your story, yeah, the floor is yours. You can just continue. So tell us how your life has been, your childhood, times, and how it all began and till now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my childhood life, like I'm the firstborn in a family of 6 siblings. I'm the first child. And talking about my childhood experience, my childhood journey, like all my childhood life, I was raised by my dad. It's not like my mom was dead or not around. She was, but she was on the other side, like she was up country. Okay. Yeah, so it was an understanding between her and my dad. Okay. Yeah, so during that time, we were living with an uncle, and by that time I was still alone, but with a younger sister, the one following me, but she was with my mom. And like my childhood life is a bit dark, because the uncle took advantage of me, yeah, in one way or another. But then I was too young, I couldn't understand what happened. But growing up, like I felt like things didn't go right, like things happened, and I never talked to anyone. And I was too young, and it happened when my dad traveled, so he was not around to take care of me. He trusted my uncle with me, and that's when my uncle did whatever he did. Yeah, So too bad I've never shared it with anyone, like my dad, my mom, like, yeah. But I'm not ashamed of it, and I talk about it a lot, because I was weak by then, but right now I can't allow it to happen to me or anyone else. That's why I go saying it all around. And if you ask me, my relationship with my uncle, it's not there.
Just a minute before you continue. You mentioned that your uncle took advantage of you. Now, just for the sake of the understanding the audience, could you maybe break it down to what particular thing happened between you and your uncle, so that we can get the whole thing?
It was he attempted to rape me. Okay, I don't know. Like, he raped me.
Okay, did you have an understanding of rape at that time?
I was too young. I was 6.
So probably it could be rape. It could be something else.
I came to discover that I maybe he did that when I grew up. Like, yeah, I don't want to talk much about it.
Okay. It's okay. I understand. You can just continue from where you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it reached a point where my mom came back when I was class 7. Yeah. So, and we were joined back together, and the uncle just vanished. I don't know his whereabouts till late. Yeah. Since then, like right now, I'm a grown woman, and I don't oftenly see him around. I think he knew what he did or such. I don't know. Yeah, but his endeavors, I can't say much. But yeah, that was me.
So, how old were you at that particular time when that whole thing was happening?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Goodness. At 6, you were taken advantage of. I mean, we really live in a world that is cruel. Anyways, now from 6, I believe at 6 you are at standard class 5, no.
I was at maybe class 3. No. Like, I was at class 3 around. No, not class 3, but around class 1, 2 maybe. Yeah, because I really, like, my parents tells me that I was really fast. Like, I started school when I was too young, so, and I never repeated, so I just went like so fast.
Okay. Yeah. So now from the time where you were 6, you were 6 years old. Now from that time, how was life?
Like I said, like all my childhood life, I was raised with my dad, and like I'm a proud daddy's girl. Like, he was just like, he did everything, like equivalent to whatever my mom could do at that time. He like did it all. So
like he was your mom and dad?
Yeah, at the same time. Yeah. Wow. I was very neat, very clean at school. The cleanest. I was always given the prizes for the cleanest girl in school and all that. Yeah, always neat. Yeah.
Like, so that is courtesy of your dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, big up to your dad.
Yeah.
So that is, you've mentioned of you being awarded in school and all that. Now, maybe you can just touch on your initial or your ending years in primary, so you can shift to high school. So how's your high school? How's your class 8? How's your your school years up to the time you cleared your high school?
Normalcy, like it was just normal, like nothing, like there was nothing like exciting. Yeah, but my mom came through when I was in class 7, and like it was not so difficult for me to catch up with my mom now that she was not always, but we were going for visitings back then up country. So I had a me and mom moment, and also me and my dad moments. Like I never chose, like I just love my dad and not my mom and all that. Yeah. So I was in a primary school whereby it was sponsored, and we were the first pioneers. And again, we launched the same high school, like we launched an high school of the same primary school, and it was also sponsored, so I was again a pioneer in like Form 4 class. We were the first Form 4 class in that school. So it was never difficult, like the fees were very affordable, and at boarding school, like I never asked for much. I was always contented, like I didn't want a lot. Yeah. So yeah, it was just good. Like I was never rude. Yeah, like I didn't have cases at school. Like, let me just say I'm a good girl.
Wow.
I was.
So you were this good girl.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was a good girl. Yeah, like I did whatever I went to do in school and all that. Yeah.
All right. Now you're giving us a story of what happened to you at the age of 6. Maybe just to ask, did that particular occurrence affect your life from primary to, high school? And did it affect your relationships, like with your peers, and also with your parents and your relatives? Did it affect anything in your life?
Now back then, like I was too young to understand whatever happened until after high school, when it never affected me like during my primary and high school, because I never understood whatever happened. So it affected my first relationship. When I always knew I was a virgin. Yeah, like I was sure I was, because I never had any intimate relationship in primary, high school. No. Now when I started dating.
So you started dating at what age, or at what point in your life?
Okay, so 18.
18, so that is after you cleared.
I left school in like when I was when I was almost 17 years.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was too young.
That is really nice. I mean, leaving school, you're still young, you still have more years to catch up. That is amazing.
So, yeah, my first relationship was in like when I was around 18 years. When I always knew I was a virgin. Yeah, then shit just happened, and the guy was like, "You told me I'm a virgin, you lied, blah blah blah." So I never remembered having an intimate relationship with anyone back then. That's when I confirmed that the uncle, did his thing and all that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. I'm just shocked. Lack of words for that particular thing. Okay. So we are now in high school. So you've said, maybe you can just mention some of the ways that that particular occurrence kind of affected your day-to-day, activities and everything, or was it just like any other thing that happened, or was it something that was still in your mind, in your heart? Like, was it something that really carried a lot of weight in your life?
Like at times when the uncle was visiting, like I felt scared seeing him, like very scared. Okay. Yeah, seeing my uncle like during his visitations, I felt like not comfortable. I felt scared. I felt like hiding and all that. Yeah, so at one point, like the story was coming back, but unfortunately I never shared with my mom. I never shared with my dad. I don't know why I didn't have that strength.
So do you have friends, a circle that you could share, or did you even share with some of your friends?
At that time, never.
Okay, so it was just like, you and your...
Now that I feel empowered. Now that I feel empowered and I know more about sex education, I know about the SHRH, the sexual health, reproductive health, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's what gave me the voice,
the courage.
Yeah, it amplified my voice. Like I could now say it without fear, because I understand that a lot of ladies or women are going through the same things, but they don't know how to say them. They don't know who to share it with. Now that I felt like I'm educated, I'm empowered, I can talk for myself without no one Yeah.
Judging you.
Yeah, so that's when I started sharing the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe at what point or let me first ask, do you think you've healed from that particular trauma? Because I believe it's traumatic, and
Yeah.
that is. Do you think you've healed from that, and what shows you've healed, and of course, how was your healing journey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I began sharing it with people, like as an educative kit, or that's when I started healing. Because when before then, I was not so free like sharing it with the person, because till like nowadays, like not everybody has accepted rape as a sin. Like some people still think like it is caused by the victim, like the victim is
now the ladies,
the ladies are the people who are portraying them to be raped. Like they don't blame the perpetrators, they blame the rapers, the victims. So like I said, I'm a mentor and I deal with young ladies, young girls from around 8 to 18 or 21. Now the 20s and above are a bit, how do you call it, like resistant. Yeah, but the ones that are like, they are very calm and they really want to know more about whatever you're telling them. I shared it with them. Like you see, you like me without me telling you whatever happened. You can't just judge me, like you can't even know that happened to me. So they felt like it can happen to anyone.
Sure.
Like as much as I was that young, even women are being raped. Even wives are being raped. I don't know if you're aware, by their husbands, of course. But true. So when I shared it with them, and they were like, okay, we never saw that coming. Like it's not portraying in your face.
Like we never saw that in you.
Yeah, so me telling them, like me getting the courage to even stand in front of them and telling them all that, it gave me a certain strength. Like I can't allow my daughter to go through the same, and I can't allow any one of them to go through the same.
Wow. Wow, so profound. And I think I can just mention something that you've touched on, the aspect of sharing your story, sharing what you've gone through, and I believe that is the starting point towards healing, because you've mentioned that from the day you started sharing, that's the day you discovered you've healed from the thing. Oh wow, amazing. Okay. So now we were at you dating. And so at what point did you discover that maybe you're gonna become a single mom? And what was your reaction like? What was the reception like?
Because I'm not married, so it was never a plan. I never planned to be a mom.
First of all, how was the relationship between you, the guy, and now you? How was it like, dating life or whatever?
I wouldn't want to say more about it.
Okay.
But when like my baby daddy, when we were dating, like it was never the agenda of being a parent. It just happened. Like it was unprotected one, because we were like, we trusted each other, and all that. Until I discovered I was pregnant. I was in college. I was in college, and I like most of the time I always say like I was so naive. I even didn't know I'm pregnant. Like I was just I didn't know I'm pregnant until it was 5 months.
Oh. So like, what was your reaction like at that particular point, at the point of you realizing that you're pregnant?
Okay, I talked to an aunt, and I was like, okay, I've not been seeing my menses and I don't know what's wrong. Like, I can't explain, but I feel some pain in my stomach. I feel some movements, but I can't figure out what it is.
You didn't know that it was someone.
Yeah, and so it was after we were from Shags, and I'm like, oh, or my ancestors just
your ancestors just
like,
got inside you.
Nimerogwa. Because I'm like, what's not happening? And again, like, what could convince me much was I felt sick due to climate change. I felt very sick. I was vomiting. I was always my temperature were always high, sweating. So I just like it just clicked like. Like I'm very sick, I'm sick. And even when I went to the chemist, like me saying how do you call them? The signs and whatever, like the doctor said that could be malaria. And I was just given meds and I just took them.
Was that a professional doctor? Did he even run a test on you?
Yeah, temperatures. Malaria was there.
Oh, okay, it's a side thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Malaria was there. But fortunately, she didn't dunga me.
No.
Yeah, because I hear if you are being, what do you call it, injected,
yeah.
When you're pregnant, it can tamper with the pregnancy or anything.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Now I think
now
I'm
you know.
Getting to know things about.
You should share with your girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't have one yet, but I'm planning to, of course.
Yeah.
Anyways,
good luck.
Yeah. So now we are at the point of you realizing that you're pregnant.
So I took the meds and I felt like with time I felt okay, but there's something that still was not okay, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So when I shared with my aunt about it, and I was like, I've been hearing a bit of movements in my stomach and some pain in my abdomen, and she was like, have you gone to the hospital? Have you tested for pregnancy? And I'm like, no, I can't be pregnant. No, I don't think so. And she was like, okay, let's go confirm. If it's not, we'll go for further tests to see what's wrong. And when we went,
shock on you.
Kwisha mimi.
Wow.
I was pregnant and I was so I felt like
what was the feeling at that particular time?
Like the world to just end. Like I just want to sink. I just want to sink. I just want to disappear. Yeah, I was so devastated. Yeah, I was like, what will I do? Because can I tell you something? I've been a good girl. Like you won't even.
You are this church girl. This
not
good
really.
girl.
Okay, church girl, yes, but like no one saw that coming. Like not with me. I have a sister who is so.
Maybe with that sister.
Yeah, she's the opposite of myself. She's so rude. She's everything. So people really. Like when they realize, because you see whatever, like in these slums that you're living in, like we just have quack doctors. Like I didn't even know myself if I'm pregnant, but the community knew. The community knew already. Like at 2 months, at 1 month, they knew and they were even talking about it. And I'm just blinded. Yeah. So my aunt consoled me, and the pregnancy was 5 months. Funny enough, my mom knew, but she never asked me anything. And when she did, she told my dad. Yeah, so they just know. I'm the fool. Like, I don't know anything. And when my aunt approached them, they were like, okay, we've been knowing that she is, but she's kind of, like, she's afraid. I don't know why. Like, I'm really isolative, but they don't know the reason as to why. And they were like, okay, I've been a good girl. I've never been stubborn. My studies, I've just been like well.
Like you were good with your studies.
Yeah, with my studies and everything. I never wasted their fees. Yeah. So, and they encouraged me that I shouldn't be afraid. Like, I'm not the first person.
Wait, I'm actually shocked. This is your parent trying to... Okay, like, wasn't your parent kind of disappointed?
I felt so. Especially my dad. I felt like, okay, I've really disappointed my dad. Like, how will I even look at him? How will I even eat with him at the same table? Yeah, in my mind.
Okay, but in real sense... Like, did you see the disappointment?
No. Maybe, but he couldn't tell me. But he never showed it.
So what of your mom, like, now having in mind that you and your mom didn't have this good or the best relationship of mom and daughter, what was her reaction?
She's the one who talked to me, like before even my dad did. And she was like, okay. She asked me, do you know when I conceived you, like, do you know how old I was when I conceived you? I was too young. But the difference is I was married. But I can't judge you. Like, there's no way I can send you to, you're my daughter. And I won't want you to go and like, I won't want you to give you hardship on this journey, because you're not the first person to get pregnant. Like, you've been a good person. You've been a good child. Like, no doubts. I can't doubt you. Like, I can't send you away. So I'll help you. I'll support you in whatever way. Yeah. Yeah, I felt so good.
That is so inspiring. That is so...
Yeah, I felt so consoled. Like, I cried. I really cried because I was so emotional. And I felt so happy. Yeah, it was so good. Especially when I discovered it's when, because, okay, at that moment, we were not in good terms with my baby daddy. Because when he impregnated me, I chose to because I was in college, yes, but at attachment level, and during attachment I was given a contract of like 3 months. It's when the contract was almost over, I was again sponsored by KCB to Jiajiri. So I had to go back to school. I really wanted to go back. So we were not seeing each other much. And the guy felt like I'm pushing him away or something like that.
So you're not having time for him?
Yeah. And funny enough, but like when I'm like, it's so weird, but the way with pregnant women, like they always like a feelings whereby maybe like. So
at that particular time, like now you being pregnant didn't want anything to do with
him or any other man.
Was it because of the fact that he, okay, maybe just to ask, did he, assume or rather accept that she's...
At that point, I didn't even know if I'm pregnant. Like,
so at the moment where you realized, and
when I realized,
and then told him,
I showed the importance. I showed the I saw the importance of letting him know, because he's the dad.
Yeah.
And I took that initiative of telling him, like, okay, when we gave each other space, like, you left me pregnant, and it's 5 months. So if you won't mind, like, just know you're a daddy. In future, you'll be a daddy. So you'll be looking forward on how to raise this child.
Take responsibility.
Take responsibility. Like, it's a heads up.
So what was the reception from him?
He declined. He was like, oh no, 5 months is too much, which is okay. I understood, like, it's too much with the 5 months.
Yeah.
But I assured him, like, okay, you be saving so that when the baby comes, you'll do a DNA. Yeah, to make sure that the kid is yours and all that.
Did that happen? Did that happen? Did he save to...
No, he didn't.
Okay.
So I gave him time. I saw the importance of giving him time until maybe I give birth. So after like 9 months, of course,
Mhm.
I again called him the same day I conceived.
Mhm.
I called him
Mhm.
and I told him, okay, the baby is here. If you won't mind, you can come and see her. She's a girl. You can come with your friends or your brothers or a family, maybe, to confirm. Because me, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not a cheater. I don't sleep around. I'm sure this baby
You're
is
a player.
yours.
You are not a player.
No, I'm not.
Mm.
He never came. He never showed any interest of wanting to have a relationship with the kid. He never even attempted anything of being a dad. He never like supported. Never.
I think it's kind of okay. First of all, did you expect all that? Did you expect him to decline? Did you
No, I did not. Okay, at first when okay, at least he could attempt to just come and see. Or maybe if he really wanted to know the truth, he could maybe just come and do
just
a
make an
paternity
effort
test.
to come and
I felt that maybe he knew that he impregnated me, but the thing is, he just didn't want to be a responsible person. Makio, he was like too old than me. Like he was not too old like Babas.
Like what was the age bracket?
Difference?
Yeah, age
Okay,
difference. Yeah,
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
So 18 plus 9. That is wow. Yeah, kind of. That is a mature man.
Yeah, that's a mature man. Okay, what I didn't understand, like, after now my kid is 5 years.
Wow. What's her name?
Tiffany Jail.
Tiffany. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, some like I don't know if it's a year or two. He sent me a friend request, and just like I just wanted to, like, also I really wanted to know more about this guy, like what he's up to, like yeah. So I stalked him, and I saw like something like a family or something, like there's this lady he posts a lot and some kids, and there's a kid who looks like my daughter, and I'm like, okay, maybe this guy had a family, but it was just playing around, or I don't know.
So the guy was a family man.
I don't know, like we used, like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, maybe.
So like what was your agenda of maybe stalking him? Like what did you want to know? Or is it the fact that did you want to know the fact that the guy was like, did you want to find out the truth about the guy, or what was the agenda?
Okay, when we were together, I never suspected anything like that. Yeah. And there was nothing like to show if this guy is a family man.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a girlfriend, but maybe the girl was also in school, university or college.
Yeah.
Then he was also a student, by the way, but he was almost graduating. Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing ever showed if he was, because I don't joke with married men. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys, you don't write on your forehead, like you just do your things.
Of course, it's not written on one's forehead that you're married, you're not married, you're single. Yeah, like
yeah, you have 3 kids up country and you're like, I'm single, like I have nothing.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Yeah, like that is, I think it's kind of the norm currently, and it's so unfortunate that we're seeing married men doing something like what now the guy did, and I feel like it's a societal calamity of men denying the responsibility of their children. I mean, it's a calamity that needs to be looked into. And addressed. So just to take a paradigm shift to now, after you delivering, now just to ask, now from that point where you discovered the guy is not even interested in knowing the name of the kid, the guy is not even interested in anything to do with the child, so like who supported you now apart from your family? Was there anyone else that supported you in maybe raising the kid now till now? And how were you able to to maneuver through all those all that situation?
So I can't say there's a sponsor anywhere apart from my parents, because they've been my backbone like during that journey. Yeah. When when I gave birth, my grandpa, my mom's dad, passed away, and mom was like, okay, now I'm the firstborn. My mom is also the firstborn. Like, I need to really chip in my dad's funeral. So, but don't worry, we just maneuver and all that. Yeah. So I have friends, like powerful ones, who came through for me. Like, they're always there, financially, emotionally, psychologically, they're always there. Yeah, they're always around. Like, I always say, like, my daughter is my community. It's a community child.
Known by everyone and loved by everyone.
Yeah, like some people came through, and I never lacked Pampers. I never lacked.
Wow, like all these nitty-gritties of raising a
like when I ever had any stress of them being over. Yeah. Like, a friend just came through, like, Lavi, just sort yourself. Yeah. Wow. And again, before, like, I conceived in 2019 January. November, December 2018, I used to be called for casual works in UN University of Nairobi. Yeah. As a chef, still production. And the chefs there were just amazed. Like, I was so hardworking. Like, I'm pregnant, I'm like here, but still I don't want to sit down. I'm just
what was
up and
that
down.
like? Where when was that? Before you delivered?
Before I delivered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were just amazed. Like, they were like, anytime, are you okay? Do you want to rest? Do you want anything? Can you help with anything? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And so when I gave birth, they still called me. Like, when my daughter was 3 months. Do you know, I went for that job still, like, my daughter is still very young. And I couldn't tell them, like, my daughter is still young, I can't manage, I can't go. So my daughter is also a survivor, just like me, I think. Because I used to, like, kamua, like, to nini some milk for her, because she was still not allowed to take some external foods. Not even water, just breast milk.
At what age?
3 months.
3 months,
yeah. So I used to wake up very early in the morning at around 3 to kamua. What is kamua?
Okay, you don't have to mention it, but we get it.
Some milk for her. Then I take her. At that time, I was not living with my mom. I was living with my aunt. So after doing that, I take her to my mom, so that when I'm not around, she'll be given that milk to take. I rush to main campus UN. Like, it was so, like,
that was so hardworking. Like,
I think my God, like really did that to me. Like, he never wanted me to like, how do you call it, to weaken. Like,
it was just the grace of God working.
Like, he really strengthened me at that time. I was not, like, so strong, but I managed. And I was doing a good job. That's why the guys really wanted, like, I was the only lady chef. And the chef there are big people, are grown-up men, old men. Yeah, but they were amazed with my work. And I was at the hot kitchen, the production part of it. Yeah, and they really loved whatever I was doing. So that again, like, that cash that I was getting from there also helped me with raising my kid. Yeah. I also had a chef, like, who used to call me to events, to outside caterings. Yeah. I used to go with my kid. Because at that point still she was, like, she was not fully healed. Like, the stomach, I don't know if you know how kids are, like, the babies when they're small. You don't know, sorry. But I'm learning from what you're saying. But I used to ask, can I come with my daughter, with someone who will take care of her maybe? Yeah, so I used to go with my daughter and my sister. So at some point I'll be having breaks just to breastfeed, then go back to job and all that. Yeah, so that's how we maneuvered.
So like at that time your child was at 3 months, I guess.
Yeah, 3, 4, yeah.
So I guess that was in 2019.
2019.
So from 2019, 2020, now we had Corona, the hit up. How was it for you? Like how was that situation for you? Because I believe, of course, you were also affected with the curfew and with the lockdown and all that. So how was it like being a single mom, just being young and having one job to actually depend on, and your parents? How was it like?
Apparently the job at the UN, like it was not like durable, it was not long lasting, it was for a
it was quite like seasonal or something.
It was seasonal. I remember we had a summit, like at that time there was a summit, Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, there was a presidential summit on I don't know whatever. So it was at that moment. I never had a permanent job. I'm never employed, by the way. I've never been employed. It's not that I've never looked for jobs. I've really trekked for jobs and papers and everything. Like I even lost weight for jobs, just for job search and everything. But I guess I'm not a lucky person, maybe.
So it's like jobs are all, employment is not your thing?
No, employment is not my thing.
Okay.
I was even conned just for looking employment and all that, But I was doing like at Ngara, in these Kibandaskis, like there was a place, no one's land in Ngara, whereby they had a case about the land. So there's some people who just put like they had temporary setups for hotels, the Kibandaskis and everything, a lot of them. So my aunt took me there, like you can be hustling here, like just for something for your kid and yourself. So I used to supply food. Like I used to work for a certain woman, whereby we cook in a certain place, then I do the supply. Like she found out that I'm good with sales, I'm good with talking and convincing. I had convincing power. So I was taken from cooking to supplying. So there we were being paid like 300 bob per day. Yeah.
Now
so
from like the whole day.
Yeah, the whole day.
What?
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That's a lot. That's what?
Yeah.
Imagine.
And I had papers. I was learned. Like I was almost graduating, but I never saw it a big deal. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Yeah, let me just dig the money. Yeah. So that's what. But then that's where I found my baby daddy, at that place.
How? Like now from nowhere, how?
That's before even me being pregnant.
Oh,
I forgot saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that is where you guys first met.
Yeah, that's where we first met.
Okay. So now during the Corona period, I just want to.
Yeah, during the Corona period.
So how did you maneuver all that? Yeah.
No, I found out that like I said, the job at the UN ended.
It ended.
So my dad gave me 500 shillings and he said, you'll choose or to whether buy your daughter pampers, a diaper, or do something. You just be creative with that money that I'm giving you.
To give you 500
he gave me
shillings.
500 shillings.
Okay.
And so I went to town, like it's when the Mabuyus, like they became famous. The Mabu, the ones for, is it Nasim? The ones for Jumia.
Okay.
Yeah, there I went for Mabuyus there with that 500 shillings.
So you went and purchased Mabuyus and okay.
I thought of maybe starting a small business with that cash.
Okay.
So I went for the Mabuyus. So 500 purchased like 63 pieces.
Okay.
Mabuyus. So I had 63 pieces. Like this 63 pieces. So after the sale, like I had 630. So my profit was 130.
130.
Each mabuyu cost at wholesale price 8 shillings, and I used to sell them for 10 bob. It kept me busy to an extent that many people, like during COVID, I remember the schools were closed.
Yeah, lockdown.
Lockdown and everything. So I introduced the mabuyu in the area, and it went so well. Like I even increased the sales from a capital of 500 shillings to a capital of 5,000 shillings.
Wow.
Like
impressive.
10 times I increased them 10, but not like once.
Yeah, of course it wasn't instantaneous.
Yeah,
like
the thing is, I used to look for transport elsewhere, like
you used to find maybe some money for your transport somewhere else, maybe from your parents.
It was not from the business itself.
Okay.
Now the money that I was merging both the capital and the profit to go for further sales. Like I was increasing like slowly by slowly.
Yeah.
So once I get another profit from the other sales, I merge them and go until I used to take like 5,000 sales. Yeah.
Impressive.
So that was it. It also helped me with raising my kid, of course. And again, I started having clients of my own. For the ones who wanted my delicacies and my services.
So your delicacies. This is my climax or something. The climax of this whole thing. So your delicacies. At what point did you start maybe doing the business? And is it maybe a business like currently? And at what point did you discover that you're good with, matters, food and kitchen matters, and at what point did you start it officially?
Like I said, I started working with some chefs that I knew through this journey of maybe when I was in my college. We used to have a practical session service point whereby we used to invite guests, either our friends or people we know, to come and have a taste of whatever we are doing at school, but at service part. So me as a as a student, like I practice the service part, and then the teacher was like marking if you have if you're doing everything well as per how we've been taught. So this is where I met a chef. He came, like my pastor came with him as a friend, and he just saw like everything that I was doing and he was amazed. And that's when after school we started working with him. He started introducing me into these works of caterings and outdoors and everything. So I told you I left school after I'm already a mom. So I used to go with him at a lot of workshops. This is where I gained trust with a lot of clients because I'm jovial by day. So and,
it's actually evident.
And I cook the best chapatis.
Wow. I'll order some after this.
You've never had some.
I'll order some after this.
Okay, I believe so because everyone says that. My chapatis are my number one sale. Like actually, like the clients that I was going with, this chef started calling me. Like they started calling me instead, just because of my chapatis. And this is where I started gaining some clients of my own without going with anyone. So I started having my clients, and you see, if you're having your own clients, you can talk for yourself. Like you can talk for whatever money you want. Like you charge yourself instead of someone else charging, and then they're really giving you peanuts, but you've really done a lot of work. But I never had a problem with that because all I wanted was to know the basics, like how to go about the whole thing. I never I never said I don't want to go, I don't want to do this thing, like I'm being so oppressed just because of the pay. I went for them, yes, I was so resilient. I went for them, yes, because I really wanted to know how it goes about.
Wow, that is amazing. Now maybe just to ask also, now that is one thing you're doing. You're majoring on now the kitchen. You've called it La
Vie's Kitchen and Delicacies.
Wow, that is also beautiful. So is it an established company or something?
Yeah, I'm starting to establish it in a way that I just registered it. Yeah, because there are some clients, maybe an organizations set up whereby they want an established,
of course,
like service provider, whereby you have a business account, you have a business name.
Actually, that's the reason I'm asking, actually.
Yeah.
Because I believe there's someone watching, and you never know who's watching.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so that is why I was asking if it's established. Someone could just chip in, and you could partner together in just making the business grow. Yeah. Now, before you started La Vie Kitchens and Kitchen and Delicacies, is there anything else that you did before you started the business? Because it's like this is your main business. So is there anything apart from the mabuyus and
Okay, during it was the COVID-19 era.
Yeah.
Whereby there is where I began mentorship program. Whereby I realized that now the kids are left to the street. Like no one will talk to them, like not even the parents themselves. And that duration is too long. It was indefinite, like it was an indefinite period whereby no one knows when the school will be
9 months.
When the school will be open or if there'll ever be any school again. So this way I took an advantage when I realized that there's a gap in the community whereby the girl child are very laid out, they're very exposed. Like they're given to the bulldogs, like they're given to the big big fish.
Whatever the term,
And so, and an organization, of course, I saw the importance of beginning a mentorship program.
Amazing.
Whereby we mobilized young girls and ladies and started giving them like the lessons, a lot, menstrual health lessons, sex education, like peer pressure and drug abuse and addict, sexual health production, and all of that. No one gave me that during my time.
Yeah, because I'm getting like what you're doing with the mentorship thing now, because I know what you're doing. It's like now you're giving out what you didn't get.
What I didn't get at
wow,
that time.
That is so profound. So
So I also used to spend my leisure time with those girls, and through that mentorship program we were able to find some, can I say, donors, but we remember sponsors. We were under an organization. So Plan International came through. I don't know if you know about Plan International. They came through for the ladies, and they were being given like soap, sanitary towels, and just little aid, some shopping, a bit of shopping, and anything that we did, we always posted. Like we wanted the whole world to know whatever we are doing, and if they can support it in any way, like we were so open to it. And at least once a week, the girls used to get some shopping for them to take home. Because remember, a lot of people lost their jobs, like men became jobless, women, like a lot of SGBV were also seen. Because a lot of men left their wives and a lot of wives left their husbands because of like loss of jobs and COVID-19.
Now clear understanding, what is SGBV?
Sexual gender-based violence.
I just wanted someone there to understand. Nice. And it's so profound how you've they say experience is the best teacher.
True.
But I kind of differ with that, because it depends with what you get from the experience. What you actually understand from it. And I love how you've taken your experience and understood it, and now you're learning from the experience, and from that experience you're able to help others. That is so great. Now, apart from the mentorship, now you're doing mentorship and you also have your own business. So maybe as we're about to wrap it up, the things you've learned from all these things, from your journey, and the things that are so like they're so dominant in your journey.
Yeah.
Things that you can't forget,
Yeah,
that you will continue reminding, maybe younger people. Yeah. So what are these things that you would want to kind of advise the younger generation, maybe your young sisters, maybe your daughter even, things that they have to actually take heed of, things like sex education, things like good relationships. So what are those kind of things that you'd want them to know?
First, can I say that I'm not an African mom?
Okay, why?
Like, I'm not so into, you see how, like, moksa kidogo, ushagonga mtoto, like, you're just too
strict.
Yeah.
Too harsh. I mean, those were
strictness itself. Yeah, it gives the daughter to be so, like the kid, to be so much away from you.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't bring closure as much as, yes, we are daughter and mom, but it doesn't bring any closure, because anytime she'll be wanting to say something, she'll feel like, okay, maybe it's not the right thing to say, maybe she'll be beaten or such.
Let me interrupt you a bit.
Yeah.
What do you say to spare the rod, spoil the child? That is, I think, a scripture. So what do you say to that in regards to what you're saying now that
okay,
kids?
it's not like I don't beat up my daughter. Like, I don't beat up, like I discipline. Yeah, I don't beat up, I discipline when it comes to discipline cases.
Yeah.
But I look at a way where, like, we do that. Because one thing, I talk to my daughter like I'm talking to you right now.
Wow.
Yeah, we are friends.
Oh, that is.
She's very intelligent with the. She's young but very intelligent. Yeah, she knows a lot. Now that she has been, like, she has been brought up where in a ghetto where watoto ni wengi, like. If you don't educate your daughter or your kid in such a setup, she'll be educated with the street. Yeah, and the education won't please you. Yeah. So if you don't take action at that moment, you'll be a very disappointed mother or father, and you won't know what to do next. So we talk a lot. And she's very free with me, but she knows that I don't entertain nonsense. Like, I don't tolerate that.
Now, you've said you talk and you educate her. Now, what are some of the key things that you really emphasize now as you have the frequent talks that you usually have? What are these things that, young people, especially young ladies, young girls or girls generally, should take heed of, in regards to your story, what you went through, what would you want them to know so that they will never, or they won't repeat the same mistake you did?
At her age right now, I don't tell her much, because I don't tell her what she doesn't need to hear at this particular moment. I only tell her whatever is equivalent to her age. So, and
of course her mind and
how like how much she can take in. But I'm not planning on hiding anything, because she will have questions. I must have the answers, and they must be true. They must be honest.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm preparing myself. I know it won't be easy, but every day I'm always preparing myself for that. Because at one point, she'll want to know about the dad, even if I'm married. Maybe someone somewhere will tell her that's not your dad. So day by day I prepare myself.
Okay, I've mentioned of of course your kid asking you questions and all that. So maybe just to pose a general question, how is parenting as a young person, and have you ever reached a point where you feel like you need to take a breather? I need to stop. Like, have you ever reached such a place?
Okay, to my daughter, never. But being a firstborn, and there's a lot of responsibilities that if I start telling you right now, you won't believe. You'll say I'm lying or something like that.
I quite understand the responsibility firstborns have.
So at some point, I'm always a parent to my parents at some point, because okay, my dad lost his job during the post-COVID, so it has been me and my dad, me and my mom, like supporting, breadwinning. I don't dispute dad. He tries at some point where when things are okay, when amepata majua kali zake and all that, he chips in as the head of the house, and we respect that. But then most of the times it's always me and mom financially and like making things happen. So I have siblings, I said, like five behind me, and some of them are still going to school. So I pay for my little sisters. There's one, if you see her with my daughter, you think they are twins. They are 6 and 5. My daughter is 5. Our last born is 6. And there's also another who is around 8 years. Mimi ni not mnyonge really. Inferior.
Kuhurumiwa or something.
Kuhurumiwa. Like, how do you call this? Needy people.
Don't feel like you I'm also forgetting that. You can just continue. So I'm like anything she wants. I don't give her anything she wants, but like my mom, my daughter can't tell me she wants a PlayStation and I get her a PlayStation. What for actually?
What for? You see, so it must be relevant and it must be very.
But it's so profound how your daughter kind of pushes you or gives you the pull to continue working and to keep on working hard and striving for more. Wow. So as you know, now as you say your last words as we wrap it up. Now we have young ladies in the society, maybe who are probably at the verge of making the same mistake you've made years back. We have your daughter. We have a young generation to look into, like to actually care for. Now, what you've gone through, what you've passed through, your whole journey. Would you tell the whole journey, or would you tell everything to your daughter? Like, would you tell her everything that you've gone through? Of course, you've said at the end you will say everything, but now now the time is the factor. Now as she continues growing, that's when you keep on telling as nice. Okay, so what are some of the lessons that you've learned that you can give out to the society, the young generation? Some of the key lessons that you've learned that you can give to the society.
Okay, so I wouldn't want anyone to be like me. Because it takes a lot to be myself. It's an endless journey until God decides like when. So I would really want to encourage like young ladies, both single parents or young parents or those who are not even mothers, just to like not to be like so naive. They shouldn't be so, how do you call it, like wasitake kujaribu kufanya vitu just because a lot of people are doing them. I'm not saying I was like that, but like right now the research of young mothers and single mothers is too high.
The figure is
very high, very high. Because maybe some of them wanted to be like other people. Some of them wanted to feel like being a mother, how it tastes and all of that. So I would encourage one to be just herself, to be like to believe in herself, like to have better visions and better missions in their lives. Like being a mom can wait if it's not of the right age. Because it was never swift, it was never smooth.
Of course.
It had a lot of hiccups, and I wouldn't want to for anyone who has not yet been a mother to go through the same. Even if the guy has accepted, like you see other girls are still in school, they're still in primary, high school, and they're pregnant, and the guy, maybe he's not in school, but he has accepted to be a mom and to be a dad and to take care of the kid. Still, it will not allow you to do whatever you wanted to do in your life, because you'll be so preoccupied with being a mom, you'll forget other dreams that you had at that time. So I won't want anyone to be so exposed in that, to be like things that they should not be.
So be yourself is the key thing that I'm
be
getting.
Yourself, yeah.
Wow. I'm actually reminded of something, just a question. Now, with everything that you've gone through, now everything, do you think that there's something that your parent didn't tell you, and that's the main reason as to why you went through, or you accidentally became a single mom? Do you think it's something that your parents didn't tell you? And do you think our parents there are things they don't tell us? And
I can't crucify my parents. But I feel like they should tell enough. They should tell enough, and they should be very open with their kids. Like, you see our African parents, they're like, usitembe usiku, usitembe na wanaume, usiongee na wanaume. They're not telling us the right things. Like, they should be straight to the point. They should tell us, nikitembe usiku, what next? Because these kids, they always want to like taste, they want to know nini yo kutembe usiku in a letter. They are very curious. Like, they want to know, mbona mama ananiambianga nisitembe usiku, mbona mama ananiambianga nisifanye, mbona nataka kufanya nionyeshe nitafanye. So they are really curious. They really want to know what next. Instead, you should just be open. It should be an open book. You should tell your kids, like, this is the thing, this is the risks, these are the do's, these are the don'ts. So the decision will be you as a kid. You'll follow whether to do or whether to don't. The decision is yours. But I feel like the parents should be more open. They should be very close to their kids, because a lot of kids or a lot of people go through a lot that they can't share. They can't even share with the parents. And you, like, you should be ready. You should always be ready to receive any information from your kid. You should know how to handle that. You shouldn't be judging. Like, you're the last person who should be judging that person. You should look away, where you are so free with your kid. You can talk anything, sex, everything. So you can't, I am getting an impression where you're being judged in-house and out-house, because now the society is judgmental. Now having your mom or your parents judging you, that becomes the extreme of it. That's a serious, like, it will be like now you the end. The end. I get. If you're being judged your parent, like, even if they, like, society can judge, yes, but your parents should not. Your parents should be a safe space for you to talk anything you want to talk. So the last thing I'll ask you maybe to say or do is just to maybe look at the camera and just tell your daughter something that you'd want her to know, something very sweet. But before that, just a quick question. Do you think sex education is incorporated in the education system in Kenya, like, well enough to inform the young generation? Do you think it's enough? Like, now the quantity of or the quality of now the education or the concept, do you think it's enough in the education system? Okay, I feel it's not enough, because if it was enough, because a lot of us have gone through the system, the education system, we wouldn't even risk to do whatever we did. You see, so I feel like it's not enough yet. They should do more. They should do more, so that people to be just, like, to be clever enough to avoid some things before even they have to risk. So it should be upgraded. It should be upgraded. Wow, nice. True. So you can just look at the camera and tell your daughter something that you'd love her to know. And okay, so first and foremost, I'm really grateful. Am I talking to my daughter? To your daughter. To be your mom. Assume she's watching. So I'm really grateful to be your mom. Like, you're my wonderful daughter and you're my precious blessing. Like, I never even regretted of having you, a daughter. Like, there's no point where I feel like ending it all after you came in my life. So I'm a proud mom and I don't want to let you down, and you should not as well. So it's me and you together forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. That is so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, Lavin, since you've mentioned of now your business, the Lavin Kitchen and Delicacies, so maybe you can just look at the camera and just tell us how someone can get you. Tell the audience how they can get you. If they want your services, if they want you to facilitate the matters catering and all that food and all that. Yeah, you can just.
Okay, so if anyone wants my food production services or facilitation services, 07 15 618 668. That's my available number, my business number as well. And also I'm in TikTok at Lavi's Kitchen and Delicacies. I'm in Instagram, I'm in Facebook, and in WhatsApp as well. Yeah, so you can just reach out. I'm a one phone call away. So whenever you need me for your food preparation and bringing your people together, yeah, I'm here. So you can just call up.
It has been such an amazing session having Lavin here, taking us through her journey being a single mom at such a young age. It's been so profound, such an inspiring journey. For more impactful and inspiring stories like that one of Lavin, catch us on the social media platforms on your screen. Thank you so much, Lavin.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming, and I'm grateful and I'm really honored to have you here.
Thank you.
And your journey, listening to your journey has been eye-opening. There are things I didn't know actually about ladies and how the challenges that you go through, but now I know. Now maybe I'll handle
in the right way.
kind of, but now I know better, and thank you so much. And big up and congratulations to whatever you're doing, your business and the service you're offering to the community. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now from TUBONGE, it's a wrap until next time. Bye.